Welcome to Soul Brew, where healing conversations flow as freely as the tea. Join us as we dive deep into the depths of the human experience, one sip at a time. Grab your favorite mug, settle into a cozy spot, and chime in on a conversation that will nourish your soul. Hey now, welcome everyone to our episode of Soul Brew, Healing Conversations Over Tea. I'm Rae, Reiki Hypnotherapist, and your host for today. And I have my dear friend Reina here, Reina LaFlame. She is a intuitive tarot card reader, Reiki practitioner, creative, kind of just everything. And I love her. So she's here to have this beautiful conversation with me. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Rae, for having me. I'm so honored and happy to be here and share this sacred space and share a lovely cup of tea with you.
I know. What are you sipping on today? What's yours?
Oh, so I'm sipping on, I got this from the farmer's market. It's from the brand Zen Tea House, which you can order from online. And it's called Dream of Flowers. I thought I'd get into something feminine and magical. It's got rosebuds, chamomile,
fancy,
lavender, and tulsi leaf. Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. I love me a good loose leaf tea. And
I'm just peppermint tea over here. Just plain old tea bag. Peppermint. Keep it simple.
I love peppermint tea.
Yes.
I love peppermint tea. Can't go wrong with that. Oh,
I love
someone started calling me. Sorry about that.
It happens.
But yeah, I'm a
People
big
love
tea
you.
head. Like, I know, right? I'm like, everyone's trying to speak now. But yeah, I'm a big tea head. That's why I was so excited to be here and share space with you. And I think that beautiful things happen over tea. Yeah. Like Rae said, I'm Reina. I go by Reina LaFlame on the interwebs. That was a name that was inspired by my father, actually. He used to dance and be a part of like a little dance crew, and they used to call him Flame because he used to burn up the dance floor. And I feel like I have a fire inside of me. I have a lot of fire placements, astrology wise. So yeah, there's a little fire inside of me. So yeah, that's why I go by Reina LaFlame.
I love that. Yes. And yeah, I was excited to have you on as one of my first guests because I know we have such great conversations. Even now, before we started recording, we were like, oh, we have to catch this on camera.
Yeah, we were going already.
We're going already. But I guess to start, let's just share with people who don't know you a little bit about what you do from your words. And how you spend your days in this world.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So my name's Reina, like I said, and my journey has been a long time coming. Growing up as a kid, I've always loved like magic and Egypt and Cleopatra and wizards and witches and all of the things. I would say in high school, I met a friend that was really into astrology. He told me that I smelled like a Virgo, and I said, "Excuse me, what does that mean?" I know I'm a Virgo. And he's like, "You just smell like one. It's the energy that you give off." And I started looking deeper and deeper into astrology, like looking into my birth chart, my natal chart. So seeing exactly where the planets were aligned, where I was born, what houses are they in. And I got really good at it to the point where I'd be like, I can guess your birthday. And like, I would talk to someone for a little bit and I'd be like, oh, your birthday's this. And they're like, oh my God, how did you know that? And just started, following transits. And then as I got into, as I was going to college in my 20s, I started kind of having visions a bit, randomly, random visions would pop up here and there and I'd be like, what's going on? Like, why is this happening? So I started, I followed a couple tarot readers online, specifically Tatiana Tarot and this woman who's now goes by TJ Evervine. Both of them were very essential in my journey. I felt like Tatiana would post these tarot cards that spoke directly to me. And I would be in her comment section, girl, at me next time. Why are you talking about me? And it felt like she was saying things that were hitting things that I only spoke about to myself in my mind. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Mhm.
how is she tapping into this internal conversation that I'm
Mm.
having with myself? And as I kept following her, I got the call, like something started telling me, my intuition, my voice was like, get some tarot cards, get some tarot cards, get some tarot cards. And I was like, okay, like maybe I'll get my own some tarot cards and,
It's a
start
call.
practicing with myself. I felt the call. I heard the call. So I went to my local psychic eye metaphysical store and got myself the original Rider Waite deck and started pulling cards for myself, for my coworkers, for like people that customers that would come into my job, friends and family, and they were like, "You're really good at this. Like you're hitting a bunch of
Well,
spots that
it sounds like you got met with like open arms that everyone so because tarot's that thing that people are like, wait, what is that? So it sounds
Yeah.
like everyone just opened and was welcoming of this for you.
Girl, yes, exactly. And then I was like, okay, everybody's
Yeah.
like loving this. Like, let me keep going. I started making some friends. Tatiana Tarot actually ended up having an intuition workshop here in Long Beach. And I was like, I felt so afraid to go. I felt like scared. I was like, oh my God, like, because I didn't have any friends that were like into that. It was like, I'm like the spiritual one of the group,
Mhm.
and I had no one to go with, but something told me to go and show up and like see what happens. So I go to the workshop, and when I see, and I'm so nervous when I'm there, I see Tatiana Tarot. She's super sweet. She's super nice. We just start having a conversation like how me and you are
Yeah.
having, and she's so cool. And I tell her, like, I've been like, following you for a while. I'm so excited. And she's like, yeah, like, I'm so happy to have you here. Like, just like you said, it was a welcoming with open arms, which
Yeah.
I was shocked and surprised. I was like, oh, this is like where I'm supposed to be, you know?
You felt the ease, the softness there. Yeah.
Yes, like as soon as like we had that conversation, I was able to relax, and the workshop was amazing. She taught us how to make our own Florida water. She taught us how to use our body as a pendulum, like all of these cool tips and
Mm.
tricks on how to get better with your intuition. And at some point, she asked for volunteers to like do things with her. She chose me, and I felt like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So I got to like one-on-one work with her at that workshop, and I met some amazing people there that are still my friends to this day. People that are practitioners. And all types of things. And then through the people that I met at the workshop, my friend Sosa, who was one of the videographers there, we started working. She introduced me to her friend Erica, my friend
Well.
Erica, truth teller. Yeah, it was just like more tribe coming in.
Mhm.
Erica Truth Teller is what she goes by on YouTube. She's an amazing tarot reader,
Mm.
medium, psychic. She had gotten pregnant and asked me to cover for her on Fourth Fridays, which is a vintage market
That's
that
where we
goes
met.
Fourth Friday in
Yeah.
Long Beach. Yes,
Yeah, that's where we
exactly.
met.
So yeah, Erica was supposed to work my very first Fourth Friday. It was around Halloween time. It was an eclipse happening as well, so it was
Mhm.
very magical spiritual times. She asked me to cover for her my first night doing tarot for strangers out in the public. I made like $500, $600, and I was like, whoa, this is this is like unexpected, like goodness that was like coming in.
Yeah.
Like I was like, whoa, I was not expecting this reaction from the public. So I started showing up every fourth Friday, and that's where we met. And
Confirmation. You got that confirmation that you were on
yes.
the right path, that things were happening. Yeah.
Yeah, no, things were happening, and I felt like just keep following it, keep showing up, and I would just set up my little table and my little sign and have my cards and be like, "Hey, you guys want a reading? I'm here." And
Yeah.
then I did everything donation based because I feel like that leaves me more open for more abundance, and also I never want to discourage anyone from receiving some healing or some advice from their higher self. And then after that, I pretty much like kept reading tarot. I started doing more events. I created a podcast with me and my
Yeah, I
with
think
me.
ours
So
or my original with you was a trade. Like I was doing my candles then and I was like, can you have my
yes,
candle for a reading? Like and it was so spot on.
yes,
I think I still have that. So I've been just going with it. So you were spot on even back then. So that was
yes.
like a
Thank
couple
you.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, so that was back in 2021. No,
Yeah.
2021. Yeah, 2021. That's when we met, and around that time, and that's when I first started getting into it.
Hmm.
I had picked up my first deck of tarot cards in 2018, 2019, and like from then had just started practicing. I took a bunch of mediumship classes, a bunch of just like trying to educate myself as much as I can on the subject, reading books. And then eventually I got into Reiki, which is amazing. One of your candles definitely helped put me onto that. Her love candle. She makes these beautiful little loving candles. And I got Reiki one from a wellness space in Long Beach. I think my teacher just wasn't the greatest at the time. So
Hmm.
I was like using it on myself, but I didn't really connect with it as deeply. And then I took a Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2 class by one of
Holy
my
fire gives you that
amazing friends.
structure, that structure that just regular original Reiki doesn't have. It's because regular or just just original Reiki, however you want to call it.
Yes, original.
It's
Yeah.
the original. It's all intuitive, so it's really just tapping into intuition. So yeah, but when people come to train with me, they want that book. They want the Holy Fire book, and
Hmm.
I'm like, no, this is this is there's no book to it. It's all intuitive. So
Yes.
I know Holy Fire gives you the breakdowns and really has put like a science to it. So I that's why
Yeah.
it's good for the type A's.
I was just gonna say my little Virgo brain was like too much freedom.
Yes, yes, yeah.
And I'm like, I want more structure. And it's
Yes.
not that I wasn't doing the Reiki. I think like with even tarot is like 78 cards. They have this meaning, and obviously you like intuitively tap into the meaning of the cards, like visually the descriptions or the drawings that are illustrations that are on the cards. But yeah, Holy Fire Reiki really I loved the book. I loved the studying. I love being a student. I love being
Hmm.
student archetype. That's
Yeah.
something that really resonates with me. And I loved being able to like study and stuff like that. So I got attuned to Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2. And then I obviously have my original Master Ushi Reiki 1 attunement. And now just been trying to build off of
Weave it
that,
into
do more
life.
Reiki.
Yeah.
Yes, weave it into life. I felt like I felt like me getting those attunements also made my intuition or my connection to the tarot a lot stronger. It feels like a lot more intuitive, a lot more like dialed in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like
And
that
now
would
I'm
be
just
like a
trying.
support to it. Like just
Yes.
having that constant connection to Reiki energy, you
Hmm.
have this like peace that's in you that's calm that almost
Yeah.
leaves a door open for other things. So
Yes,
enhances it.
exactly. It makes it so much better for sure. It's like I feel like my connection is like clearer and stronger. And then also it's like I can hold space for someone too very well during a reading. Cause sometimes readings can be very triggering.
Yeah.
Readings can pull out things. Um, and another thing that I would say is really highlighted and important to my journey. In 2022, I had a ectopic pregnancy that was very life threatening. I was literally in the hospital, like on my deathbed. And a lot of it came from like not listening to myself and my intuition. It was like, girl, this is what happens when you don't listen to the body, when you don't listen to the spirit, you almost die. And for me it was a traumatic experience, but I'm able to talk about it. I was internally bleeding for 8 days. My fallopian tube had ruptured, and I felt something was wrong, but I
Yeah.
didn't really listen to it.
Mhm.
And I feel like um because of that, it almost felt like a bit of initiation into greatness. I feel that's what I
Well,
like to say it
that's what I
was,
say. Like
because
when that's the call, that's more of the call. When we're having something distressing, it's almost like the hey, knock, knock, knock. Like, listen, I'm yelling
yes.
at you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, literally, spirit, my body was yelling at me. Um, and this was during COVID time, so I'm in the hospital by myself the entire time, and I'm just really moments of my life are like flashing before my eyes of when I didn't listen to my intuition and how I got here, and having to just stay strong and grounded in my body and know that like I want to be alive. I want to be here. There's so much more that I want to do. I ended up losing the fallopian tube in the process and went through like kind of like a dark night of the soul as to like why did I let this happen, because like I said, I had just started doing the events, like tarot
Well,
events.
quick question though,
Just
because you mentioned like the Dark Night of the Soul, and that's usually something that, did you know that at the time, or is that language that you're using after and like reflecting on it? Like that must have been my Dark Night of the Soul. Or were you in it saying, this is probably my Dark Night of the Soul? How would you
I would
describe that part?
that's an amazing
Mhm.
question. I would say that in the moment I was confused,
Mhm.
but I started this is something that brought me back and made me realize. So I was confused in the moment, like when it just happened. I was like, Reina, like how could you let this happen? Like, you know better, type of thing. You should have listened to your body, you should have listened to
Yeah.
yourself. It started beating myself up, the human thing to do. And I started watching these Andy Warhol diaries,
Hmm.
and he talks about his near death experience and his
Mhm.
experience with why health is wealth, and like how it's so important to be healthy. And like when I watched that and like how he created art and like transmuted all this energy from what he was experiencing in his physical body and with his health problems, I realized in that moment, like this was an initiation. This was, and
Mhm.
spirit had been giving me ample warning signs, ample messages ahead of time, and I didn't listen.
Well,
So
I
I
think
know that
I
about
think
myself.
that's why I asked that, because I know, like we were talking about before, that we're both in our creative states right now, but we're also very
Yeah.
present to the fact that we are using this creative energy, and we've reached a level where we understand that we're in this. So,
Yeah.
were you that intuitive to your process then as you are now? Is more of like looking reflectively.
I would say, you know what? I would say I was, because I immediately started a podcast with my friends afterwards. I was like, I
Mm,
cannot wait anymore. I was like, let's have a podcast. Let's talk about life. Like, spirit is initiating me into this. Like, I have to start speaking. I have to start showing up in what I feel is
yeah.
my purpose, instead of like this repression that I was doing of my own spiritual gifts, because it was in my own like intuition.
Yeah.
So it was like in the beginning I was confused, and then the art of the Andy Warhol diaries almost activated me
Mhm.
and made me realize like, oh, you need to start making things, you need to start creating things, you need to start putting yourself out there, you need to start living your life to the fullest, because
Mhm.
tomorrow is not promised, you know. And like, being present, like you said too, being very present, like, because I feel like before that happened, I almost feel like parts of me died that day. And fun fact, as we're recording this, is actually four years to the day of when I
Um,
almost died, which is funny that we're making
yeah.
this podcast today. I love that, because I feel like it's a transmutation
It is.
of
It is
what I
part of like
went
a
through.
new awakening for you too, just in what I know about you. Like you're going through a whole different season of yourself. So it
Yeah.
makes sense. And I'm sure that all of the past versions of you have died at this point, because you are like brand new glow using the things that you've
Yeah.
learned, but there's a newness coming out of you right now.
Yeah, thank you for recognizing me and
Yeah.
seeing that, because I'm trying to show up as like, it's more of like it's an allowing. I feel like
Mhm.
allowing yourself to be. That's really what it is, or what I'm learning is that like I had to just allow myself to listen to myself, allow myself to trust myself, allow myself to create, allow myself to be, because I kept trying to live up to society standards or do the quote unquote right thing. But what is even the right thing? It's just like living your life is the right thing to do, and following your heart, really
Hmm.
tapping in with the heart chakra and the heart space, and loving and knowing that I can love myself and love my life, even if it's not perfect on paper, you
Yeah.
know. And
It's
allowing
never
myself to
perfect on
heal.
paper.
Never perfect on paper.
It's always about loving your life and taking in the moments, taking in the conversations, the connections, the relationships, the different
Hmm.
experiences. Like that's where I get the most joy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then following that joy, not just like,
Mhm.
and like also reminding myself that joy is safe with me, creativity is like safe within me. So it was like after I had that near death experience, or NDEs as some people call it, I realized, Reina, time to live, you know what I mean? Time to do your thing. And I've been trying to do that ever since. And that's how I started doing more tarot. Now I've done corporate tarot events as well. So I've done stuff
Wow.
for like corporations. I have like regular clients now that come get readings from me. And I'm just building my Holy Fire Reiki practice. Like I'm trying to strengthen it and get better. So if anyone wants a Holy Fire Reiki reading from
Mhm.
me, a session, feel free to hit me up on my Instagram at Reina LaFlame.
Yes.
And then building, I want to build a YouTube channel because I just want to share more as well. So that's another creative venture that I'm working on. And I felt the
Yeah, you
call
said that
to
you
do
were
a YouTube.
working on your YouTube channel. So tell us a little bit more about what that is or what you're growing it to be, because I know you're shifting it, right? Like you had it a
Yeah.
vision and now this year you're going into something different or
Yeah, so
along with
before
it.
I had the
Yeah.
vision of where it's like I just wanted to be readings and I just want to, do that, which I love, obviously. But as the last years happened, I realized that like I love sharing life with people. Like I love sharing, like I love food, I
Mhm.
love makeup, I love beauty, I love fashion, I love architecture, I love art. So I want to just not only do I want to share my readings and like share, guidance and stuff like that, and like holy fire of Reiki with people, but also I want to share that like you can be in this world and not of this world, but also enjoy your world, like having
Mm.
fun and also be into many different things. I like to believe that we all have the ability to be Da Vinci's and be multifaceted and multi-talented. So I want to share art. I want to
Yeah.
share makeup
It's
tutorials. I
almost
want to
like
share like,
sharing your whole person. So instead of just like one
yes,
chapter of your life or one version of
yes.
you, we're going to be able to see all versions of you or some more versions of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because I feel like I'm so multidimensional, multifaceted. And also, it's kind of satisfying Baby Raina's dreams. Baby Raina always
Mhm.
wanted to have a YouTube channel and talk and share. And I believe in the importance of a cosign. Like me putting like my cosign on something. It's like, if I mess with something, if I like it, it's like serious. Like, not it's just serious, but it's like, it's something that like I want to honor and I want to share because it's hard to like be like what to know what's good for you, or to I like to share the things that I've tried that I like and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So yeah, I
Well,
wanted
and
to
it gives us
build.
comfort to work with you. I think it's one of those things that I know more and more people, when people see me and they get to hear me
Mhm.
and hear more about me and what I do with my time and my world, they feel more comfortable to work with me. So it's almost like getting to know you from these other levels and not just one, which is important
Yeah.
when you're letting someone like deep into your life. Like it's a vulnerable space. Like you said, it could be triggering. So much comes up and
Hmm.
it's wanting to know who you are working with is really important. So I'm sure that everyone's excited to see a different side of you.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm excited to creatively like do more. Like I feel like we were talking about this before we started recording. In a world of like so much things that you are consuming, it's like I want to create something. I want to make something. Like I love amazing content. Like I love liking people's posts. I love commenting. Like some people have told me they're like, Reina, you like everything. And I'm like, on Instagram or on
Yeah.
Twitter, I'm like, that's what it's for, is to show people love. If you see something good, I'ma like it. If I see something that resonated, I'ma like it.
Hmm.
So, and then I just thought to myself, I want to make something that I like and,
Yeah.
just have fun. And yeah, so
And
that's
it's
what
and it's and
that's what
I
I'm
think it's
working
also using social media for what you want it to be. Because that was my first thing with social media too. Like
on.
I didn't want to get wrapped up in things. I wanted to do it the way
Hmm.
I wanted to do it. So I love
Yes.
how you just
Mhm.
like took that on. Like, this is what it's for. This is what I'm using it for. Because I have a lot of friends who are
Yeah.
not on social media at all. And they're like, well,
Uh-huh.
why do you use it? So I've always had to define like, why am I here? And I had to create what it is to me. And it's that I like putting things
Mhm.
in front of me that I like specifically. I like to
Yeah.
enjoy other people's content. I like to put out things. I like to share parts of me so people can see parts of me too as well. So it's what you
Yeah.
make it, just like the world.
Yeah. And like, exactly. And it's like we're showing up as like living examples of like, you can, and like I said, I've got like two 9 to 5 jobs that I do, and I also do the tarot, and I also do the Holy Fire Reiki, and I want to create and like do more, but it's like I want to let people know that like even though there's so much going on in the world, that you can have a passion and you can have fun, even with, even if you don't have much, with what you have right in front of you, you can have so much fun and create good things. And
Yeah.
yeah, so
I
and
love
also
that
it's like the art of life.
you mentioned like your two 9 to 5s and like all the work that you're doing within that. But that's just a testament to all the energy that you have to give. Because that's
Yes.
like you, like if you were sitting at home doing nothing, you would go crazy. So it's like
Oh yeah.
you want to put this energy into the world, and even your 9 to 5s, everybody gets the trickle of you and your energy and the love that you put
Oh
into
yeah.
everything. So yeah, that's just you doing
Yes.
what you're supposed to do.
Thank you. Yeah, even in my retail job, people were like, "Oh my god, I feel so much better even just after talking to you for a couple minutes." And I'm like, "I know, you're welcome." Because I try not to let anything get me. Like someone will comment, and it's funny because I hold space for people at my retail job all the time. They're like, "I'm literally crying, and I'm just supposed to be buying one thing. I don't know why I'm crying to you." I'm like, "It's okay. It's just the energy that I create a safe space for you. Let it out. It's okay."
Yeah.
It's fine. It happens to me all the time. People are always
Ooh,
spilling
but
their
that's
beans to me.
actually question that I have for you because, as practitioners, we hold space for people all the time. But
Hmm.
who holds space for you? Do you have different containers that you make sure that you are being fed and filled and all the things? Like, how do you deal with your own healing?
Uh-huh. I would say is my biggest challenge at the moment, because I'm such like a giver that I have to remember to give to myself. I would say the biggest thing that always brings me back into healing is like breath work. Like
Mm,
deep breathing exercise is like a huge practice for me. Also going for walks outside is like some of the best thing that I can do. And also like stretching my body with like either yoga or doing some stretching. Those have been like really grounding practices with me. And as I'm doing it, like say like deep breathing exercises or I'm doing the yoga, I'm also channeling the Reiki at the same time. I'm breathing in Reiki energy, holding it in my body, holding the peace that I want to experience, exhaling anything that's not serving me. As I'm going for a walk, I imagine I'm walking away from the things that aren't serving me. I'm walking away from the energy that I don't need. It's like I kind of have to like move. And then I also have this thing where meditation, of course. I
mhm.
love meditating. Meditating is amazing. It's amazing that like even just doing like a 10 to 12 minute meditation can feel so long when you really just like are present in that moment and
Mm.
practicing that presence. It's like, oh, that was 10 minutes. It felt like an hour to me.
Yeah.
It feels so good. And it's
I
just,
think the
I feel
more
like,
that you do it, you could get to that depth quicker.
oh yeah, oh yeah, you get to it so quick when you're practicing, and then like you don't even need like an hour. Obviously an hour or like 30 minutes or 45 minutes is beautiful when you have the time, but when you keep practicing you can get into that level of depth within like a couple of breaths, and it's
Yep.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love
There's
that.
there's sometimes like in different sessions that I will notice that some people need like longer meditation times, but purposely
Mhm.
I'll do like a 1 or 2 minute just to prove how quickly we could get there, just to prove that you might be in that stressful situation where you're trying to work through things, and within 1 or 2 minutes, you could completely
Yes.
come out of it. And it's like, so
Yes.
yes, we do need to practice with these longer ones, but the more that you
Hmm.
practice, you could have just notice that something happens and you get stressed, and then 2 minutes could pull you out. So I think
Yes.
that's a good to just know for anybody that wants to get into meditation, that's what you're here for. You're here for knowing that it's there for you. You have access to breath at all times. You have access to presence
Yeah.
and meditation at all times. No one will ever be able to take that away from you. So,
Exactly. And that's what I love of like the breath work and meditation. Like I have like, I only have a 10-minute break. Sometimes I work, I will meditate for 5 minutes, and come back and I'm like, I'm on cloud
mhm.
nine again. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just so full of
And
bliss.
then
And it's just,
everybody else gets that energy from you. So
oh
you,
yeah.
when we are in that state, then me being on
Hmm.
cloud nine and me coming in all bubbly and sweet, and it's everyone gets that. They have access to that now
Yeah.
through
No,
just
literally.
proximity of me.
Uh-huh. I always say I'm like, somebody get me a back brace for carrying all the vibes on my back when I'm at work because I'm like, back at it again, carrying all the vibes. I'm like, woo, you're not gonna get me, you guys.
Yeah, but you know what? I love that you said that because I think that that's beautiful. I love that I could do that. I love that I'm strong enough to do that because it used to be the other way
You're
around where I
so
would
right.
go into a room and then all of a sudden I'm anxious and angry and sad and every emotion because
Hmm.
I'm empathic, so I pick up everything. And then within my
Yeah.
Reiki practice, I've had to learn how to separate that. But because I know how to
Hmm.
separate it now, I am just my own person all the time and I don't pick up
Yes.
everybody's stuff. I know what's yours and know what's mine, and I
Yeah.
keep it that way. So,
Exactly. And I would say the only times where like I'm susceptible to like feeling everybody's like vibes is when I'm tired.
yeah.
So like being knowing like listening to my body like when I need to rest more because then I start like picking it up on other people's vibe like wait a minute that ain't me that's you across the
Mhm.
room. That's and then
I
I have
say
to recognize
tired and hungry. Tired, hungry,
ooh
or
yes.
that time of the month for me. So those
Oh
are my
that's a good
like
one. Yeah.
my
That's a
tops.
good
Like
one.
I kind of, if for anybody who knows me knows that I kind of avoid people around that time where I'm like, I
Yeah.
take less appointments, and I just make sure that I really tend to me and tend to my energy because I'm a lot more sensitive. So, but I know that about
Yes. No,
me
it's funny
and
you
I
say
don't put
that.
myself in those environments. So.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to know yourself like in this journey. Like if you don't know yourself, you don't know anything. And my Holy Fire Reiki teacher and my friend Rana, she also subscribes to that. Like when it's the time of the month, she's like, we're not doing a workshop,
Hmm.
we are taking a break, we're listening to my body. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to honor
Yeah.
that as well. So like I do less appointments during that time or just try to like be listen to myself. Even in my luteal phase, I start like being like, okay, Reina, what do you need? So to prepare myself for like menstruation. And also it's a very like spiritual time as well.
Yeah.
I feel like, the meditations are intense. And when the readings I do give that are like the lucky people that do get those readings during those times, I feel like they're super on point. They're super intuitive. So it's important to like care for
I
ourselves and
and I
listen to our
actually
body.
think that just if you think about it, that's why that time is there anyways. Like we can't go all the time. There has to be that rest period. So I think that that's just actually built within us to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So taking heed to that, like saying, okay, why does this even happen in the first place? And then why am I more sensitive? What is the reason
Mm-hmm.
behind all this? And actually leaning into the femininity of that and
Yes.
embracing it instead of rejecting it or, trying to plow through it, which is what I did before.
Yeah.
But now I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this is beautiful. Like now I just take the time and I pour into me and I know that I'm going to pour into me every month. Like I have to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like almost like
Or
the
else you feel the
standard.
repercussions.
not only me, but everybody else around me.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I feel that too. I feel like, growing up, I was very in my masculine, in my like go, go, go. Like I started working at 15. Start I had like before I was working at 15, I was selling brownies and cookies in high school, like doing anything I could to, like get ahead. Um, and now I'm kind of in, even though I still have multiple jobs, I'm still just trying to like be more easeful and try to be in my feminine energy of like, you know what? I don't feel like it. Like even today, I was like, it's 4 years since I've almost passed. I should try to do everything under the sun. And I was like, you know what, let me meditate and sit with my spirit and pull some cards. And the cards were like, girl, you need to rest. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
rest. So,
Yeah.
okay. So now I have to just listen because I know what happens when I don't listen.
Yeah.
And I think that rest can be sacred, and just like allowing. I'm a daughter of immigrants. My mom, I'm first generation. My mom is from the Philippines, so we have that like go go like work
Mhm.
work work, like no one's gonna do it for you. And then my dad is African American here in America. You feel like you have to put on for like the whole world, at all times. So it's kind of just really it's a big allowing for me. Like I feel like that's the whole lesson, and I've been able to um release and let go of these like limiting mindsets and like habits that have really been holding me back. And I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to be a human. I'm excited to be alive. And I feel like my all of my
Yeah.
readings and like my holy fire, I just want to like my Reiki, I just want to share that like being alive is really cool. Being human
Mm-hmm.
is really cool. This
I like
experience,
that's the title of this
like
episode is Being Alive is Cool, guys.
yeah,
Like
it is. And
cool.
sharing
Mm-hmm.
what you have experience is also really cool. Like, I'm tired of like not trying and trying to pretend to be cool. Like, no, being alive, being a human, showing up, making art, making things is cool.
Yeah.
And I love that. And that's why I'm happy to be here.
It's the funness. I'm totally embracing that this year. And I know we were talking
Yeah.
about before about how my last I don't even know how long, but previous to this, I was just all into healing all the time, like healing this, healing that,
Yes.
healing this.
Yeah.
This keeps
Me
coming
too.
up, and this is, and and I'm not saying that's not going to happen now, but I'm just more about the go right now, the go, the live, the be. My word right now
Yeah.
with my friend group is just being, like just instead of planning and
Mm,
the things, just be. So it's like, I'll call one of my friends and I'll say, what do you have planned for today? And he'll say, just being. And I'm like, oh
oh,
yeah,
I love
just,
that. I
just
love that.
being. And I'm like, but
I'm
what are
going
you
to
gonna
steal that.
do? What are you gonna do? What are the plans? What are you gonna get in your
Uh-huh.
car? Are you gonna just stay? And he's like,
Uh-huh.
let's see. Like, call me later. We'll see where it went.
Yes, we'll see where the wind blows and where it
See where
takes
the
me.
wind blows, and I really love that about him. So I am kind of embodying that season right now of like I obviously I have to
Yes.
plan certain things, but outside of the main
Mm-hmm.
things that I have to plan, I'm just being.
Mm-hmm.
Like today, I am just being with you. We don't have a script, we don't have a plan. We're just like
Yes.
whatever comes up is gonna come up, and that's the beauty of it. So more being
Yes.
in this.
More being, yes, more being, more going with the flow, no more forcing, that's like the energy. And like you said, as we're recording this, it's year of the snake of
Mm.
moving into year of the horse, year of the
Only a
fire
couple
horse.
days left. What is we're at the
Only a couple
11th
days
right
left.
now? Yes, so soon. Are
Yes.
you
Oh,
doing anything to celebrate the new year, or do you have anything on your plans? Like at plan, do you have anything planned? But yes, do you?
well, so usually I try to Filipino culture, they have a little bit of Chinese culture in there as well. So I try to get a bunch of orange or round fruits in the house. So like lots of oranges, lots of tangerines, because the orange fruits, I mean, it's the orange fruits, the round fruits symbolize money and
Mhm.
abundance come into your life. I usually try to make some sort of noodles because like noodles is like longevity. So mainly my things that I'm going to do is like food or cooking
Okay.
related, either
Yeah.
eating a lot of dumplings, having a lot of round fruit in my house, eating some noodles of some sort, just to, because noodles is like longevity. And honestly, I would say just like allowing myself to be as well, like what naturally intuitive
Yeah.
comes to me, like that's like really the what I'm working on, is to listen to my intuition more. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Hmm.
been
And you should
doing.
try those rituals as well and see how you like it.
Wait, say that again. Try the what?
Try those rituals as well, of like
Oh,
eating
yes.
noodles or dumpling, round fruit in the home, just to like,
Hmm.
the energy of the Lunar New Year. So yeah.
Yeah, you're speaking to it. There's so many ways that so many of my friends are celebrating this time, and I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see how I feel on that day and then go
Yes.
with it. But I know I have a lot of different options, different celebrations, or even like you said, just staying home and embracing something internally. For me,
Yes.
I've been doing, I started on the 1st, February 1st. So I'm doing 17 days of purge of just different ways to purge.
Yes.
My I sorted out my closet, my emails, digital purge, just anything that comes up since it is that year of the snake. So it's like whatever
Yeah.
is left. I'm like, I want no parts of it. I'm shedding that final skin
Yes.
and just
Mm-hmm.
really so that I step in on the 17th, I step into it like fully clear. So it's been a couple
Yeah.
deep, deep dives where I got some of the depths of me that was a little rough, but yeah, and I also just think the physical part of the purge is helpful for right now. I went through all my papers. My daughter's like old, but like her fourth grade stuff I went through and I saved the
Yeah.
ones that are, important to me. I haven't done her fifth grade yet, but I started with
Uh-huh.
fourth and just papers. Papers
Uh-huh.
is purge, things to purge. So yeah, so for these
Yeah.
last these last couple of days, it's all about the purge, letting go, so that I can
Yes.
welcome this new space.
Yes, it's so funny that you say that, because I've been having a Goodwill bag donations that I've
Mhm.
been working on like every other day. I'm like, okay, or like I try to go through like a small section of my home, or like, or reorganizing, letting go of things. I've been meaning to have an admin day where I go through all my emails and I
Mhm.
go through all my, also my photos. Girl, my
Yeah.
photos are clogged. I be sitting on content. I sit on content. So I've been trying to like be like, okay, Reina, like this is useful content. This you're gonna get rid of. Or I just take
Yeah.
pictures of just so many things. I love taking pictures. So I'm trying to like organize, and like I'm always like, I'm gonna go through the bad photos later, and then later never comes.
Later
So
never
like
comes.
trying to
Yeah.
organize and purge and clean. And also like being okay with anything that's like leaving my life. I feel like friends have been like certain people have been like kind of leaving my life, but like it's not like me doing anything. It's just
It's
kind of
just
like they're
happening.
seeing their way out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just happening. And like, okay, I guess I'm not supposed to hold on to this, like just kind of like letting things happen. Because
Well,
right
I
now,
think that this year is showing or showed us and showing we still have the
mhm,
how to work that muscle so that it's
mm,
something that we do regularly because I already
yeah,
do a cord cutting every night before I go to bed where I
mm-hmm,
make sure that I just cut from the day. But that was something that was really, really established this year. I had done it before,
mm,
but this year
uh-huh,
I felt the need to, before I go to bed, I don't want to take any of the conversations, good or bad. Like we're having an amazing conversation, but this doesn't
mm-hmm,
need to be carried into my dreams, into all the things. So
mm-hmm,
I I've worked that muscle of letting go. Also, the past
mm-hmm,
versions of ourselves that worked for us, but maybe we don't
mm-hmm,
need for this next version or this next year. So even the versions of us that we love and we're like so happy we created, like I'm really looking at does she need to go with me to the next steps? Does she need to be there? So getting rid of,
mm-hmm.
purging, letting go of the good, the bad, everything, so that you could
Yeah.
continue to have these fresh starts over and over. So
Yeah, I know exactly. And it's crazy what happens when you let go what the universe is like. The universe will replace with so much more, when you
exactly.
just allow yourself to let go. So
Exactly.
it's kind of just like not being afraid, and like, or if you have the fear, if you feel the fear, feel it and keep going anyways. You
Feel
know
it
what I
and do
mean?
it
It's not letting you
anyways.
stop. Yes, exactly. Like not letting it stop you, like keep going and pause when you need to, obviously. But it's like also I feel like too it's like an integration. Like this year we're like really integrating the healing that we've done these
Yeah.
X amount of years. It's been a long time of healing, like you said, we've
Yeah.
been talking about, and it's like be like, you know what? I do know enough to be able to share,
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like that's like something that for me I'm always like I have an insatiable thirst for knowledge. And
Mhm.
I'm always like trying to like educate myself and like learn more and like do all these things, and like I think I never want to just point someone towards the right path. I'm sure it's the wrong path, I should say.
Mhm.
So I'm like always like trying to educate myself more, but it's like, if I just continue to just follow my heart and my intuition, I will never steer anyone wrong.
Never.
So it's just kind of like trusting
Yeah.
myself and learning that and
Trusting.
integrating that trust by like moving on that trust.
That's well said. Well said. Trusting that path. This is definitely a year of trust for me as well. Like trusting myself,
Yeah.
trusting, but the alignment, this is why I love that you are a Reiki practitioner now. Like the alignment is
Mhm.
love. The alignment at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like you said, so long as you're aligned with love, then you're good. You're doing the best you can with what you have so
Yes.
yeah.
Doing the best I can with what I got, like Mariah Carey
Yeah.
said. Like we just have to. And and like you
Yes.
said, like allowing ourselves to love our life, even when it's not perfect, even not when it's not exactly where it needs to be, quote unquote. But it's like we can still enjoy, we can still love our life, we can still be
But even when
happy, we can
it's
still.
not perfect, I know is that the life and the universe is moving through something in me. Like God is like
Yeah.
bringing something out of me. So when it's not perfect, when I'm complaining, when I'm stubborn, when I'm like I don't want to do that, I know that it's
Hmm.
always that something's being taught. Like I'm learning something here. So
Hmm.
yeah, so it is perfect in that way, that I know that on the other
Yeah.
side of this discomfort is always something really, really beautiful. So I'm
Yes.
happy that I got to go through some of those challenging, difficult times, because I love
Mhm.
it on the other side. Like this is worth it. This view that I have on life, the abundance that I have, the love that I have, it's so worth all of that quick discomfort that I had. Like I don't even remember it anymore. It's gone. So.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. You're like, I'm already here in this next level. So it's like, what is even the past level?
Yes. Oh my God. This is a great conversation. We are hitting our time right now. So I want to say this is our first conversation, but I can tell it won't be the last that
Definitely.
we should do this more often. And I will make sure
Yes.
that I include all of your information in the description. So whoever wants to follow you and follow your journey and your YouTube and all of the things. But do you want
Yeah.
to end by telling anyone who's listening anything about your work or anything that's coming up? Any last messages you want to share?
Yeah. First of all, thank you to everyone that's listening. I'm so grateful for your time and your space. And wherever you are, whenever you are, I'm wishing you a love of life, a love of being human. And I hope that you know that you can do anything in this life. It's just up to you, like your mind can be a beautiful place. You can experience heaven on earth, and no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you've experienced, you can still enjoy your life and love it. So yeah, that's my message. I feel that everyone needs to reminder in these crazy wild times that we're living in. No matter what's going on in the world, you can love your life and you can love yourself and you can love being alive.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So well said. So full of joy. Like I love your energy. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And until next
Yes.
time.
Yes. Till
Bye.
next time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us today for a soul nourishing episode of Soul Brew, where healing conversations flow as freely as the tea. I hope you found solace, wisdom, and inspiration in our dialogue. And until next time, take a moment to sip slow, breathe deep, and embrace the healing power of connection. Stay tuned for more heartwarming conversations over tea. And until then, may your cup overflow with peace and serenity. Take care.